Hello everyone and welcome. Today we are going to talk about solving equations in one variable. And before we start, we need to talk about a few important properties. The first property is the addition property of equality. And the addition property of equality says that adding the same number to each side of an equation produces an equivalent equation. For example, if we have some number a and there is an equal sign and then another number b, then whatever we do in the left hand side, we need to do the same thing to the right hand side. Think of the equal sign as the center beam of a scale. Whatever we do to this side of the scale, we have to do it to this side. Now let's see over here, if this person is going to take that cube and add it to the scale over here, and what's going to happen? The scale is going to tilt to this way, and this goes up until the other person adds the same exact size cube to this side, and that the scale, it will be even on both sides. So think of the equal sign exactly like a scale. Whatever you need to do in the left, you'll have to do to the right. Same thing with the subtraction. Let's say we have multiple subjects on the one side of the scale, and we have multiple subjects in here. Let's say if they are even right now. So if we have to take one article from this scale, we'll have to do the same thing from this scale. And that is what the subtraction is all about. Let's look at an example. Let's say we have an equation that says that x plus 2 is equal to 1. And we decide that we want to add a number like plus 5 to the left hand side. To have this equation be true, we have to add the same number to the other side. Same thing with subtraction. If we subtract a number from the left, we have to subtract it from the right. The second set of properties are the multiplication property as well as the division property. And in the same manner, if we have two numbers or two variables, a, and they have an equal sign between them, a equal to b, then if we introduce a new number, if we multiply by a number c to the left, then we have to do the same thing to the right. Same thing. If we take 2 times the weight from this side and add it to the scale, we have to do 2 times of the same weight and add it to this scale in order to keep this equal. Same thing with division. If we have two numbers, a equals to b, and we need to divide by a number c, then we have to do that to both sides. Now let's work on some examples. Let's say I have an equation that says x minus 2 equals to 4. And if I'm asked to solve for x, that means I need to isolate x in one side and the number to the other. So what I need to do is to move this negative 2 to the other side. The way to do that is I do the opposite of the minus 2. The opposite of minus 2 is plus 2. And now 2 minus 2 is 0, and that vanishes, but I have to add that to the other side. The x comes down, and now 4 plus 2 is 6. So we say this is the solution of the equation. Now to check for your solution, all what you need to do is just go back and substitute. My equation is x minus 2 equals to 4. Now I found out that x is 6, so I substitute for x by 6 minus 2 and see if that is equal to the right hand side. 6 minus 2 is 4 equals to 4, and I would say my solution is correct. Now let's solve a problem that requires subtraction. Let's say I have x plus 4 equals to 7. and I need to solve for x. Again, that means I need to isolate x to one side, and I need to move the 4 to the other side. Since I have a positive 4, then I need to do the opposite of positive 4, which is negative 4. So if I'm adding a negative 4 to this side, I have to do the same thing to this side. Now plus 4 minus 4 is 0, that vanishes, and 7 minus 4 is 3, and my x comes here, and my solution is x equal to 3. And now I check. To check, I go to my equation, x plus 4 equals to 7. And now I found out that my x is 3, so I'm going to substitute 3 for my x is equal to 7. 3 plus 4 is 7. That is equal to 7. Then my solution is correct. Let's now work on a multiplication example. Let's say I have an equation says 1/2 x equals to 3. So now I need to isolate the x. So that means I have to get rid of the 1/2. To do that, I would need to multiply this side by a number that gets rid of the 1/2. And the number opposite or reciprocal of the 1/2 is 2. So I have to multiply the left side by 2 and the right side by 2. 2 times 1/2 is 1. 1 times x is x. And 3 times 2 is 6. So I would say this is my solution. I'll go ahead and substitute for my original equation. I found that x is equal to 6. Let's see if that is equal to 3. 1/2 times 6, half of 6 is 3. It's 3, so my solution is correct. Let's now work on a division example. Let's say I have 4x equals to 8. Now I need to solve for x, so I need to get rid of the 4. To get rid of the 4, I will need to divide this side by 4. So 4 over 4 is 1. 1 times x is x. Then I have to do the same thing to the right side. So 4 over 4 is 1. 1 times x is x. And 8 over 4 is 2. So my solution for x is x equal to 2. And now I go ahead and substitute that in my equation. I'll go ahead and check my solution. My equation is 4 and then x. Now I found out that x is 2. Does that equal to 8? Well, 4 times 2 is 8 equals to 8. So I checked and this is true.
One of the most popular choices by parents in the Bay Area is Tutoringisus. We offer college advising, tutoring services, SAT and ACT test prep all under one roof. Where hard work achieves dreams, Tutoringisus is here to help.